What did we used to say? It's been so long. Okay. Hey, everyone. No, that's the wrong one. Hey, everyone. I'm Hallease, a digital storyteller and video producer.
And I'm Mr. Hallease. That's what I was going by,
That is what you
right?
was, yes.
And I'm Mr. Hallease, and sometimes I'm unprepared for things.
Yeah. And this is the Beastcast, your favorite aunt and uncle talking about married life and things like such as.
I think we should address the elephant in the room first off.
Okay.
It's been 3 months.
It has been a long time.
Since the last episode.
Yes.
You can see that we are now holding...
We upgraded. Well, they know that from my mom.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because I tested it out with my mom.
Was that it? So that was season 2, episode 1?
Yeah.
This is season 2, episode 2?
This is episode 2.
The 2-inning?
Yeah. Or is it 3? Who knows?
But we've also changed. We're a little bit more laid back, a little bit more informal. It's like Barack Obama out of office.
Yeah.
It's got the top button. Undone.
Yeah. So we're chilling in the couch. Y'all may have recalled that Mr. Hallease was like, I refuse to do Beastcast episodes until you upgrade the gear. And I was like, dang, all right, ball and chain. So here we go.
So I don't remember being that militant about it, but...
You got just a smidge militant.
My butt is nice and cushioned. My back has a small little pillow with lumbar support.
Yeah.
This old man feels good.
All right. Which is all that I really care about. Because I love you. Because I love you so.
Okay. This week's episode
Yes.
is based on whether or not people should sleep in the same bed.
Yeah. As married people.
Or I guess whether or not people should sleep in separate beds.
Yeah. I will begin by saying that is just an interesting question to even ask.
There's an actual term for this, and it's called sleep divorce. Yeah. See, and that's the reaction. They're like, yeah.
There's a name for it.
It's more loaded.
That is a very loaded name.
Yeah.
Sleep divorce.
Yeah, so you ask your partner for a sleep divorce.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we have to give what we do, right? So we do sleep in the same bed, mostly I think out of practicality because it's a 1-bedroom apartment.
And so that's something that I think we should touch on later.
So we sleep in the same bed, and we've always slept in the same bed throughout our entire marriage. We've never not slept in the same bed.
Oh, that's funny. How many beds have we slept on? We had my terrible mattress.
Yeah.
And then after we had your parents' terrible mattress.
Yeah.
Then we
got our old new mattress, then
right,
the
so
memory foam. Then we ended up having to stay with my parents, so those 4.
Oh, wow. I wasn't going to count that, but yeah, I guess we should. Are we counting your sister and Alex?
No, we weren't there long enough, I feel like.
Okay, so that's 4.
4. And then now we have
oh, man.
Tuft and Needle. So backstory.
No. We had the one before that. We tried...
Oh, right. We tried the other... So 6. This is 6 is Tuft and Needle.
We slept on the guest mattress.
Of what?
Remember we slept on the guest...
Oh, 7. This is lucky number 7. Dang, it's almost like a mattress every year of the marriage. So yeah, we actually had to get a new mattress. And that was what prompted this episode topic, getting a new mattress. We ended up buying one from Tuft and Needle, not
a sponsored.
But we did get one.
Get at us, please.
Yeah. Hit us in the DMs, please. Follow me on Instagram at hallease.mp4.
Season 2. The financial thirst.
I need to not laugh into the microphone. Anyway, so yeah, we ended up getting a Tuft Needle mattress, and it's been really cool. I wish I had an affiliate link so I could get that #spawn money, but
anyway,
I'll still link to it.
It's a good mattress. It's a good budget mattress.
It is a good budget mattress for sure.
But can I have a bad back a little bit?
Do you?
A little bit.
I guess so. Okay.
I need support.
I think you just enjoy comfort.
Okay. You're not wrong. But yeah. So we sleep on the same mattress. We've always slept in the same mattress. It's been kind of an issue. There have been times in the marriage where either you were upset with me or...
Oh, you're taking it there.
Well, I mean, but that's been extremely rare. But I think also mostly when you can't sleep or I can't sleep, we'll leave and come sleep on the couch.
Yeah, and it's mostly because I can tell, if I'm tossing and turning, I can tell that it's starting to wake you up. And so I feel bad. Because it's like, just because I'm going through a bout of insomnia or whatever, doesn't mean you need to as well. You have work in the morning or whatever. So it's like, yeah, I'll just come chill on the couch for a minute. I just recuse myself.
Yeah, I'm actually more cognizant of it now because when you have a bad night's sleep, I have a bad night's sleep.
Yeah.
Even if I'm not having like fitful sleep or nightmares or anything, it's just we end up waking up and you say, man, I'm tired. And I say, oh, wow. So with the sleep divorce, there's not any like concrete, good scientific evidence. It's more just anecdotal numbers.
Okay.
So there's like the National Sleep Foundation. I don't know if that's...
Wow, there's a foundation, though.
No. Well, so like, that's like saying Publishers Clearinghouse Foundation.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
It's like,
it's a little sketchy.
Or the Trump no, we're not doing that.
Don't do that. Don't go there. Everyone comes here to escape love, not to...
You're right. I'm sorry. Cut that out. Just cut that out. But yeah, just because it has the word foundation in it doesn't make it official. But there's National Sleep Foundation. They conducted a survey in 2015, I think. And the findings were, I think 10% of couples sleep in separate rooms.
Wow. That's more than I thought.
But about 25% of couples sleep in separate beds.
Really?
Yeah.
25%. So here's my thing. My maternal grandmother and grandfather, so who I'm named after, Grandma Hallease, and my grandfather, Grandpa Thomas, they did not sleep in the same bed.
Grandma and grandpa or grampy?
Grandpa. Maybe like Papa?
Sorry, they slept in the same bed.
They didn't sleep in the same bed.
Oh, they didn't?
No. He slept, you never got to see that house, the Victorian. You saw it, you like looked through the window and saw it.
That's the one, right.
But remember I told you like in the bottom downstairs there's like a little sitting room area and it was really small. And I told you that was actually where he slept. He slept in there.
He slept in the Harry Potter cupboard. Y'all.
Yeah, he slept in the Harry Potter cupboard. And then my grandma slept upstairs in the master bedroom.
In
this big bed.
In the proper bedroom?
Yeah. And I remember asking, because that was my first encounter as a child seeing that. And I remember asking her why, and she just said he snores a lot, and I don't like it. But in my mind, I always thought, is it really?
Smells.
But in my mind, I always thought, like, does he really snore a lot, or are y'all just like,
A divorce is too expensive.
A divorce is too expensive. I mean, because it's like a different time, different way of being with them,
So for a lot of people, a mattress is one of the most expensive pieces of furniture outside of a couch.
Fair.
Right?
I would agree.
So I feel like there's a certain level of privilege in this question anyway.
Ooh.
Well, no, because, think about it. So
yeah, because then you have to buy two.
You have to buy two mattresses, but then if you want to sleep in separate rooms, if someone snores...
Yeah, the house needs to be big enough for that.
So you and I share a 1-1 apartment.
Yeah.
But so then we're talking about a 2-1?
Yeah.
So how much more money are you spending per month for the luxury of sleep, I guess?
Is sleep a luxury? I feel like sleep should be an inalienable right. That's just me though. I'm just saying.
No, you're not wrong.
Like if you stay up too long, you will die.
So I guess
right?
You will in time.
Yeah. Even if you're like eating and stuff, right?
Does it? I think it just drives you insane.
Yeah. See that's not okay to be driven insane. Hey everyone. So thank you so much for listening or watching this episode of the Beastcast. If you're new here, there's a few things that we would like you to do. A couple of announcements. First off, if you're watching us here on YouTube, let the ads play because that really helps us out. It helps us out. And in general, if you are watching things on YouTube, it really does help the creator out that you watch the ad. Try not to skip it. In general, unless it's like a 20-minute, one of y'all talked about there was like a 20-minute ad. Don't sit through that.
Well, so no, she got through 17 minutes.
She did.
She tried.
Real MVP.
Yeah.
Wow. But you don't feel like y'all need to do that. Like max 2 minutes, like max. So yeah, that's one thing. The other thing, if you want to take it a step further, you can support the Beastcast by joining the production team on Patreon, patreon.com/Hallease. There you actually get early access to all the Beastcast episodes before they go live on YouTube, because they're mostly on YouTube. And before they go live on Anchor, which is the platform we use to distribute it as a podcast as well.
Did some of that money go to supporting some of this new fancy equipment?
All of that money. Like
Thank
all
you for
of
the
money.
microphones.
Yes.
And this new
Zoom H6n.
what she said.
Thank
we can
you
sit
so
on
much.
the couch now.
We can sit on the couch now. It
My
is
back thanks
because
you.
yes, it is because of the awesome Patreon producers that we can do this. So thank you, Patreon producers. You're amazing.
Yay.
Thank you. The last thing is we've got merch. They're down below. Buy a shirt. I don't know.
Is it okay for the marriage, or will the marriage survive asking for a sleep divorce?
I think it depends on what kind of marriage you have. So for me and you, because I know, so I watch Dina Tokyo on YouTube and Instagram as well. She's a very well-known, like modest dresser, Muslim beauty vlogger, blogger.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember her and Sid were doing an episode of something. I don't know if it was a vlog or something like that. And they talked about how, like I don't know if this is still the life they live, but I remember they just kind of alluded to the fact that they didn't sleep in the same bed.
Mm.
But I also knew that some of that was because they had their first child. And like one of them would sleep with the kid because she just wasn't sleeping and just needed that. And then it's just like, well, I could get up and go to my bed, but I'm here and I'm tired too. You know what I mean? So a lot of times I hear when I think of people that aren't sleeping in the same bed, it's usually because a child has been thrown into the mix and the kid doesn't sleep well on their own. And so for a series of months, sometimes years, the couple just doesn't sleep in the same room, you know?
I mean, there's a whole bunch of articles that give a whole bunch of opinions, but yeah, so I mean, if you want to sleep, then if sleeping in separate beds does that for you, then yeah, that works.
I think what people probably are thinking in terms of, oh, that's weird, is just because sleeping with the same person is such a, whether you're like figuratively and literally, is such a intimate thing.
Yeah.
And so I feel like the counter to it, people are probably saying, well, oh, are y'all really that close? Are y'all really that intimate? But then that again ties into the whole thing of why did you get married? You know? Did you get married because of the contemporary reasons, which is, oh, you're my best friend, I'm looking for a partner, all that kind of stuff? Or did you get married to, have, for lack of a better word, a contractual agreement of security and safety and this, that, and a third? I feel like for my grandparents, it was probably like more the contractual thing. And so sleeping in separate beds is just like, yeah, you snore and I'm tired and I'm holding up my end of the bargain of giving you children and keeping this house clean and blah, 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 blah. So I don't need to sleep with you.
Well, so in my heart, I feel like it does promote the intimacy, the level of intimacy in the marriage.
I think it does too.
And because there's compromises that are going to be made before you get there.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we have to buy another mattress. Like, okay, well, why don't we just buy a king mattress if the bedroom's big enough?
Yeah.
Because if you and I aren't big people,
no,
you can literally sleep on either side of the king mattress and not have any contact with the other person.
No, it's actually really, so that's happened. We've stayed in hotels and the hotel had a king and we sleep in it. And I've literally woken up because it felt like you were gone. Like you left or something. Because usually I can feel him get out of the bed and I just like naturally kind of wake up because of that.
One of those instances I can feel your leg stretching across.
I'm like,
the vastness of the mattress.
Because subconsciously I'm so used to feeling him next to me that even in my sleep I'm like, okay, there he is. Yeah. That's the other thing too, though. I'm so codependent now that when I'm traveling for work and things like that, I don't sleep well because I gotten so used to sleeping next to somebody.
Same.
Yeah.
I need to literally stay up until 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, exhaustion.
To the point where I'm exhausted until I can fall asleep.
Yeah. So.
Marriage.
I think maybe that's something. Maybe, I wonder if that's part of it. People are trying to maintain their sense of independence even in a union.
Remember when we were newly married? I mean, I'm bony, so I'm all elbows and knees. So I had to get past that phase because I would toss and turn in the middle of the night indiscriminately, just like. Phew.
Yeah, he's like, you've elbowed me in the face a couple times.
Yeah, so I mean, you learn to adjust.
Yeah,
just like the marriage. And I'm just gonna slip back behind you here.
Do you learn to adjust though? I mean,
I did. But I guess I'm very accommodating.
You are pretty accommodating.
So maybe this just speaks to who we are in the marriage.
Maybe.
But okay, so.
Well, so that my question was going to be, could you ever see us getting at a point where we didn't sleep in the same bed?
No, because you just get a larger mattress. I think we would just sleep on the same. Like I'm used to sleeping in the same mattress as you. On the same mattress as you.
Okay. Interesting.
Emotionally, I would hope not. But again, it's whatever you need to do to keep the marriage going, then it's like do you, right?
But do you need to keep the marriage going if emotionally you can't? Is it worth it then?
I mean, you're working on it.
You know?
Sometimes it's not good. You just gotta work through it.
I guess
For us, I don't see us sleeping in separate mattresses or rooms or anything. Do you feel like there would ever be a time where we would need to sleep in separate mattresses or separate rooms? Ooh, okay.
I'm trying to run through this
real hard.
I'm trying to run through the scenarios. Like, what would have? So when I get asked questions like this, I don't ask like. I try to think about it to where it's like, okay, what would have to happen for that to be a reality?
Okay.
So I feel like for us to not sleep in the same bed, or be sleeping in separate rooms, if you will. Then I would probably have to have gone through some kind of trust issue with you, but I'm still working through being with you still. So it would need to be something like you've had an affair, like there would need to be some kind of questioning of trust. Because again, sleeping in the same bed is a very intimate thing, and I don't trust you. Literally, the times when I have left because we were having a fight or something like that, it was something around like, oh, that makes me rethink trusting you or rethink something. And I really do feel that like I literally can't be in the same space with someone once I hit a certain level of frustration or anger with them. So that's what would have to happen. There would need to be a breach of trust that would make me not want to sleep in the same bed with you, but I'm still working through it and trying to stay.
So I have to mess up. I love how it's like you would need to mess up, and that's the only scenario. It's when I mess up, but that's fine. That's cool.
Okay, I mean, sure, you're right. If I breached your trust in some way, I'm sure you would not want to sleep in the same bed with me for a little while. So if you even decided to stay, I'm
going to change my answer. I think there is a scenario where we would not sleep in the same bed.
Okay,
and that would be if you got pregnant.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So what if
that makes sense.
You're too hot, or
like literally you are way too hot.
I cannot stand the smell of the bed with you in it. It's like I don't know what that means, but okay, I'll sleep on the couch, I guess. And it's like, yeah, take your farty pillow with you. Or something.
I would feel bad. I feel like that would bother me. No,
the baby would have tendrils in your brain. You would not. Oh. You would not even care. You would think about it after the fact, like, oh. What about people who with medical conditions? Okay. They can't sleep in the same bed. So I mean, it's a spouse, or there are two spouses, obviously, but one of them is. I mean, we know a situation like that.
We do, right?
So
we do.
If you're total care or something, you can still maintain intimacy.
Yeah.
But you just can't sleep in the same bed.
Yeah.
And so, like, these are things that just happen.
They are. Right? That's true. Should I tell them about that? Remember the other night I was reading the AARP article. Yeah, so I was reading this AARP article, and it was about intimacy and how to maintain it, once you're 55 and up. Mm-hmm. And it touched on those types of things of, maybe you've had a major surgery and you've recovered enough and you've been, okayed by your doctor to get back into physical activities of that nature. Here are some things.
Bocce ball.
Here are some things, some tips of how to reinvigorate and get back into it stuff. But even looking through the tips, I was like, these are just good tips, though. Like, regardless of what age you are or what crazy life experience you've gone through, these are just good tips to maintain intimacy in a relationship. I'm taking note. Why am I really resonating with this AARP article? How did I get here? Anyway.
So let me pose this to you. So what if sleeping in the same bed as me bothered you?
His what? Wait, what?
Well, so what if it bothered you? So then how would you go about asking me?
Oh God. I feel like, so here's the thing. I feel like if I couldn't sleep in the same bed with you, because like when we were dating, we slept in the same bed. Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and just get that out of the way. But
we lived in sin, right?
Right, we lived in sin for
all
a minute. For just short bursts at a time, just weekends.
It doesn't matter.
Weekends of sin. Anyway,
God, it doesn't matter to God.
I know God knows. He knows. Anyway,
it's like that's still sin.
You're not helping.
Dip a toe, dip a leg. No, it's still a sin.
All right. So
you are wet, sir.
But I feel like if I couldn't have slept in the same bed with you while we were dating, then to me it would have been a sign that we should not be together.
Oh no.
So,
but I'm thinking more over the course of the relationship. It's
yeah.
like, oh man, I don't know what it is, but I just toss and turn at night when I'm in the bed with you. So then how do you approach that other person and say, hey, so it's like sharing this intimate space makes me miserable.
Yeah, I don't know what I would say because as you know, I have a hard time where I'm trying to work through being more honest, right, with you.
We're working on
communication. But I feel like that's so intimate, like it would really hurt you. So I feel like I would just live in it. I feel like I would just live in it for a minute because I wouldn't want to hurt you like that. Because it's so like, that is kind of, it's the episode we talked about where we talked about I got realizing that I might have gotten married too young, right? And then us talking about how, you know, if I had really just known myself better, I probably would have asked you like, yo, can I go do this? And it's not me trying to leave you. I just want to go do this. Mm-hmm. And you remember you realizing like, no, yeah, I wouldn't have been okay with that. I wouldn't have been like emotionally strong enough to, I would just, it would, even though.
Yeah, I would have assumed that it was an attack on me.
Right.
Because that's just the level that I was at. Right.
Even though you know that I'm a very independent person, most like in those types of things. Mm-hmm. Like now you know that. I feel like now you'd be open to something like that. If I was like, I want to go to do this. And like you wouldn't be happy about it, but you would understand and know that it isn't an attack on you.
No, see, it's still, because you had talked about going with one of your friends to Peru or something, right?
Oh, yeah. And then she also, I think she invited me to a wedding in Mexico City at one point too.
But even traveling without me, it's like, oh, can I go do this without you? It still hurts. Like, oh man, really? You want to go travel without me? That's fine. Let me go experience life without you. Can you please do that? Can you just think of other people than yourself? Thank you. I can just go and live my life. No?
All right.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was exaggerating, but I think I still want to do things with you.
Well, yeah. But so to that point though, guys, I wanted to take a trip with a girlfriend to Peru for funsies. And you see the reaction. So what am I going to, how in the world am I going to tell you, hey, I don't think I like being in the same room with you at night all the time. Like, how am I going to broach that? And you be receptive. That's the other thing. There's no way I could say this and you be like receptive.
I think there's going to be hurt. Either way, I mean, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. You're gonna feel the sensation of it. Doesn't matter if you go slow or fast. So,
fair enough.
I think
That's so eloquent.
You stop using, or you try not to use accusatory language, and then you try not to say you. So you try not to direct things at them.
True.
You just.
The AARP article said you should maintain hand contact, and so that way they know that you're not trying to hurt them. You're just trying to.
Well, and that's the other thing. So if you are.
I'm touching him right now. So you probably can't see on the camera. I'm touching his leg.
But if you are sleeping in separate mattresses or rooms, I think that's what they say that you should do. Is like you obviously need to maintain intimacy.
Oh, so at least sleep in the same room?
Oh no. So if whatever way you need to do to get sleep, do it.
Yeah.
But when you're not, so if you're in the kitchen, you kind of like tickle each other or hold each other's hands or something. When you're watching TV, you snuggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still feel like that. I don't know. Like I still feel like you're losing the grip on the relationship at that point. Because if you're not actively tending to it, then it just atrophies.
That's true. I mean, there's been times in our marriage where even though we were sleeping in the same bed and all this kind of stuff, I still felt like I just felt like I had a roommate. I'm talking about more about when you used to work like 12-hour shifts and things like that. And then you would work them on the weekends too. I had to remember how much I had to readjust when you didn't work on the weekends anymore, where I was just like, oh, I need to like not do whatever I wanted to do now, because now my weekends are with you again. Oh.
I remember that.
So, you just learn to readjust again, because I was getting stuff done on the weekends for a minute. Yeah. I'd go to soccer practice. I'd like go kayaking. I was making YouTube videos. I was getting a lot of stuff done during the weekend while you were at work. I don't miss it, but it's just like, I think that's a good point. There are phases and seasons in everyone's relationship, where maybe it is a phase that y'all don't sleep in the same bed anymore. I'm saying that sentence and I don't know if I believe it, actually, now that I said it out loud.
I'm sure there are people that just need to not sleep in the same bed. I just don't think that's for us, obviously.
Yeah.
At least for now. I mean, if it happens, then it just becomes your reality that you live with. I'm not going to try to judge other people for doing it.
I don't.
I just don't. Like, I need that intimacy.
If anything, for me, it's not judging anybody. For me, it's just like if I was in a conversation and a couple mentioned that, then it'd be really hard for me to not ask questions. Not because I'm judging, but just out of curiosity of just like, oh, what prompted that? You've opened up the table for me to ask questions because you mentioned it. So now I just want to know some stuff.
I guess I just feel like, personally, I feel like there is a transition from being single or like being in your adolescence or being in childhood where you're sleeping on your own for the most part.
Yeah.
Right? And so you're sharing your own bed, but then you eventually transition to sharing your life with somebody else. And so, yeah, you just need to, like, that's what you do. You share, who knows? Sorry. Like, that's the next step in your life. And if you're like, well, I just can't sleep in the same bed as another person. So then we'll just sleep in separate beds.
Are you really sharing your life then? Well, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, okay, well, so if you're going to do that and you're going to break that intimate space, then why even get into a relationship at all if we can just do what everybody does now, which is just share? So it's like, I want a car. Like, I don't own a car. But I want to use one for now. So I'll use a service to get a car. Or like you share your car with other people. I don't want to live on my own, or I don't want to have that expense. So then I have roommates.
Yeah.
So then you pick and choose instead of having a traditional relationship. So then it's like, oh, I sleep with this person, like sexually, but I don't sleep with them. It's a whole bunch of like skin cells and stuff on his bed. Like that's gross. I'm not gonna do that.
First off, if you're having sex with somebody.
Well, I mean, I'm just.
But yeah, okay, got you.
It's like, but I choose to be with that person, and then when I get lonely, I see what they're up to, and maybe we hang out, but then we just come back to our own places. I just don't understand that relationship. I don't understand that model.
Interesting. This actually makes me think. You remember, I'll bleep their name out, bleep, bleep, bleep. I'm really weird in that I have friends that are like 55 and older that are not like, they aren't like my parents' friends or something like that. They're professionals that I have met and I am friends with them.
It's a professional relationship.
Yeah. And one of them, he lives in Austin. He's a filmmaker and, he owns a lot of different
he wears a lot of hats.
Yeah, he owns a lot of different realty properties and stuff like that. He's like old school, old money Austin. And he got married. He's like 72, I think, at this point. And he got married at like 68. He had never been married before, ever. And she lives in his guest house. She lives in his guest house, and she herself, she's like 55, 57, probably somewhere in there. She might be almost 60 she's probably in her 60s by now, actually. So yeah, and she owns her own businesses and does stuff too. But she lives in one of his guest houses. He has like 3 guest houses on his property, and she lives in the nicest one. And they'd come together for breakfast, and this, that, and the third. And, you know, you can tell they care about each other very much, but they spent so much of their life single and doing exactly what they wanted to do, that to me, it makes a lot of sense that marriage just has to be a different thing for them, you know?
Well, I mean, sexually, it just seems weird because you engage in the act, right? And then,
I mean, I'm sure when it's time to get freaky deaky, she like either comes in or he goes over there, and then they spend the night with each other.
Well, I'm sorry. So I'm not talking about their situation.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
talking about
got you.
people who sleep in separate beds.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or even in separate rooms. So it's like you do the act. Okay. But then what happens afterward? Like you usually just fall asleep or you just get comfortable or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But if you're sleeping in separate beds, like, no. I'm like, okay, we're done. I'm
fun.
gonna go back to my space now.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks. And then,
Yeah.
Oh.
Again,
I feel like I would feel used. I would feel used after that.
That's what, I mean, I'm not. If that's your situation, you're living in it. I'm not judging you for it. I'm just saying it seems weird to me.
Yeah. But you're a very intimate person. You are.
Yeah.
He's very intimate. You are. You're very like emotionally just there. And you have the whole physical touch thing going for you. You're big on that.
Yes. That's true.
So I can see why that would be a very like, I can't do that. Because it kind of goes against your essence, like against your core being of self, for sure. And I feel like I have learned to become more that by being with you.
Yes, definitely.
So
you wouldn't even hold my hand. We talked about this in a previous episode, but
just going to bring it up again, huh?
Well, I mean, we had to grow the intimacy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, you can either grow together or you can just grow with each other.
That's the same thing. You said the same thing, honey.
No.
No?
So you grow together, so you grow into one.
Oh, got you.
Or you're growing parallel to each other.
Ah.
So I don't think there's a wrong way to do it, but we clearly are growing into each other.
Yeah, for sure.
And will.
Yeah.
This was a good topic, though.
This was a good topic. This was fun.
We came up with this at a wine bar.
In the comments below, let us know if you are in a relationship and you're a couple. Let's say married, so that like creates a parameter. Sure. If you're married and you don't sleep in the same bed, tell us why. If you're okay with having your business on the internet like that.
Well, I mean, and actually, a decent portion of your audience is single.
Right.
So I mean, could you see yourself sharing a space with somebody else?
Yeah.
And by that I mean bed.
Yeah. Is there something about that makes you uncomfortable? Why or why not? Let us know in the comments below. Again, this is the Beastcast. We used to do these weekly. We'll see if that happens. I make no promises. Like, share, and subscribe so that way you know when another episode comes out.